Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Peter. In today's video I'll give you the final verdict of the new Slug Liner from FX, mounted here in my 177 FX Impact M4. So far I've tested many different slugs at many different velocities at many different settings, so I'll say I have a pretty good picture of what the Slug Liner is capable of as it is right now. Before I give you the final verdict, I want to show you the last part of the test, because I've decided to give the 16 grainers from SAN another go. I want to be very thorough with these slugs because I've had them performing so well in the old heavy liner. So today I've decided to test them at 3 different scenarios. The first one I want to show you right here is with a low regulator setting, 105, where I'll test them at just around 980 feet per second. That's a beauty right there. And a pretty okay little 23mm group right there. Not all that impressive at this setting, a bit inconsistent, as I've experienced the Slug Liner with many of the other ammunitions as well. But let's continue on to the next scenario, where I test the 16 grainers at around 1000 feet per second with a regulator at 120 bar. Not that bad. Maybe it's just me expecting too much of this liner or this gun, because I found myself looking at a 26mm group and thinking, that's not too good. But I mean, a 26mm group at 100 yards, it's not all that bad. Shot it at around 1000 feet per second with a regulator at 120. Next and final test of today, I will crank up the velocity even more to around 1025 feet per second. I've increased the regulator to just short of 130 bar, so let's see how that works. I had the inspiration to test at this higher velocity because the Slug Liner with the faster twist rate is supposed to be able to shoot the slugs faster than what we've been used to in the heavy liner with its 1 in 18 twist rate. So I was shooting with a buddy of mine at an indoor range, actually the facility where I did my Lothar Walter testing at 61 meters, and it actually showed to make some pretty decent grooves even at this high velocity at around 1025. So let's see how it pans out today. bit low, but not a bad group. After a full month of testing, and I mean I've tested so much, I've shot so many shots, it's kind of funny to present you with the last part of the testing where I say that I have tested everything that I want to test about the Slug Liner. The group right there at around 1020 feet per second looked like this, and it was the same group size at 26 millimeters as I had at 1000 feet per second. So pretty okay, and consistency was actually not all that bad, but still maybe not as good as what I've experienced in the past. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a verdict of the Slug Liner in the 177 caliber. And what better scenario to choose than this one today, the first day, actually the second day of spring, here in Denmark. And this is actually a very special day because it's my birthday. Before I give you my verdict, I want to run through the results that I've had in the different weight ranges. So starting out at the slugs in the 13 grain range, they didn't perform at all in the Slug Liner. I didn't shoot one single group that I want to show you. The reason for this might be that they are overstabilizing in this faster twist rate. I don't know, I'm not that much of an expert, but that would be my guess. Next one is the slugs in the 16 grain range, and the 16 grainers from SAN that you saw me shooting today. During this whole test, I had the best result at a group of 18 millimeters, and compared to the heavy liner, it's difficult to be disappointed in an 18 millimeter group, but during this whole process of testing the 16 grainers from SAN, they have just been inconsistent in the Slug Liner and nowhere near as accurate as they are in the heavy liner. Moving on to the 16 grainers from H&N, they are definitely the ones that has been performing the best in this liner. I've shot groups of 11, 13, 14, 16 millimeters, and I've shot so many groups below 20 millimeters. So those are definitely the slugs that has been performing the best in the Slug Liner. And sorry, they didn't. I didn't shoot the 11 millimeter group with the 16 grainers from H&N because I shot them with the 20 grainers from SAN. And the 20 grainers from SAN has been performing really well. Not too different from what they've been performing like in the heavy liner with the slower twist rate. So pretty much the same, but I have shot some really amazing groups with those in the Slug Liner, and it's been a while since I've shot so many good groups in the heavy liner. So I would say here the Slug Liner has a small advantage. Next up is the 20 grainers from H&N, and I think they had the best group at around 23 millimeters. And once again, it's difficult to be unhappy with a group of 23 millimeters, but looking at the consistency with the 20 grainers from H&N, it was simply not there. At least not in the same way as it was when I shot it in the heavy liner, where it performed extremely well. So now with the result, all the results in place, it's time to reach a verdict. I would say that the Slug Liner during this whole test has shot so many good groups, and of course there are two slugs that stands out, and those are the 16 grainers from H&N and the 20 grainers from SAN, and those are definitely the one that has been performing the best. But the other slugs so far has been inconsistent, even though they've shot some pretty good groups. The consistency that I've been used to in my heavy liner is simply not there for the other slugs. So which one to choose? Well, if you can limit yourself to shooting those two, or at least that's how it is for me. If I can limit myself to shooting those two slugs, I guess it's okay, and I'm pretty sure that if I work even more on those two slugs, I will get some better consistency and some even better groups. So that's definitely where I will continue from here, is to keep the slug liner installed and keep working on the 16 grainers from H&N and the 20 grainers from SAN. Many of you have been asking where to get this liner, and I simply don't know, but I'm pretty sure that they'll be available worldwide in just a short while. So with that said, that's the end of the test of the slug liner in the 177 caliber here in my beloved FX Impact M4. So that's all I had to say. Until next time, take care and shoot safe.